Right? Stocky also, you had a hand up, Stocky.
I just fixed it. Can you ask the audience if they can hear you now? You have.
Oh, there's no sound before. Good. Again.
Salaki.
If anybody online can hear me, please type that one in on the chat there. All right.
I just did it. Oh, did it last week?
Yeah.
You got sound now.
No sound. If someone can hear me, please say something right now. Say something on the chat.
I got the one.
Got the ones. Okay. There might be a minute delay or something there in the feed. Okay. Salaki, y'all. I have to go and get me some shakwa. Yeah, that's soda, you know what I mean? Soda, that's cool. Yeah, you know what I mean? But shakwa is drink. All right? Shakwa is drink. All right? In the shakwa, of course, shakwa is made from water. Water is mayam, right? Of course, you squeeze your fruits in there. You know, fruit is par. Fruits plural is paryam, right? And what's the word for sugar again? Basham. Basham is the word for sugar, right? You got figures like they'll say, look, there's cannabis in the Bible. Look, they have this thing called kane basam, right? Kane basam in Hebrew is kwana basham. That's not where the word cannabis comes from at all, just so you know, right? Kwana is a stalk, right? Kwana is a stalk. Sometimes kwana is the word where is the word where we in English got the word zeal from. Not zeal in English, but when you translate it from Hebrew, when you read zeal, it'll be kwana, because a man with a zeal is something he's being raised up above the others in action. All right. So kwana is stalk. Kwana is also used as zeal or zealous. All right. And basham is the word for sweet. So you have a stalk that is sweet, and that is where you get sugar cane from a sweet stalk. All right. Sugar comes from sugar cane. All right. All right. And that's kwana basham. All right. There's nothing to do with cannabis at all. Cannabis is not sweet. All right. It's not. Let's be grown-ups. All right. Good. The second word we have here is, or also if you have any questions online, I know you could have hit before. If you have any questions online, please type in the chat. Right. The word for over is ayil. All right. Ayil. You hear this all the time. Yahweh Shema ayil asa, where we say, Yahweh watch over you. Bashima Shai, in the name of our King Yahweh Shai, right? Al is over, right? La, wa is to him, like the brother said a while ago. The brother was saying again, right? Devel, right? Devel said a while ago that la is a preposition to say to, right? In all instances, right? La is to. Wa is a possessive to say him. La, wa, to him. Right? You can, and it goes for all things, all genders, right? La ha is to her. La ha. The same way how you say her is how we would say ha. Her comes from ha. Right? La ha. Give it to her. Give in Hebrew is what? You got to give on Hebrew, I got to give on Hebrew, right? Give is another common word in Hebrew. You use common word in English too, Nathan. Common name rather, right? Nathan, Nathaniel, right? That word Nathan or Nathan, right? Nathan is give. Right? Nathan is the word for give. So I want to say give this thing or give it to her. Right? It in the Hebrew is also wa. Right? It in the Hebrew is wa. Right? So I want to say give it to her. Nathan wa laha. Nathanwa Laha. Right? Good. Very common word too, ma'ad. Ma'ad is very. Right? Ma'ad is very. You see this in the place where it says much or very. No, not much. Much is raw. Right? But ma'ad is very. It is very good. Right? But okay. You see this in places where it says much also, right? Because sometimes you might hear me say ma'ad tawada. Meaning much thanks. Right? Ma'ad is very or much, right? That is very well, right? That is very well, or this is very well. Za, ma'ad tawab. Tawab is good. Ma'ad tawab, very good, or very well, right? Good. Pray. In the Israelite culture, we pray to the Most High Yahweh. We turn and we pray to the east. Halal is pray. All right. Do we know the word for the word east in here? Word east. Yeah, every Sabbath service, east. We say Amadia. And oh, give her. Oh, okay, good. What part is east in there? Very, very good. Man, my man is on his game, man. The Lord said the Lord knew what he was doing, man. I mean, so how do you get this brother to Harlem? Give him a good job in Harlem. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? So you permanent?
It's on, so it's kind of.
So you feeling out right now?
Right.
Oh,
right,
for sure. Yeah, get it. Come, get it, man. Okay. So Palal, let's pray now. The bell. Pray to the east. Palal. La. Very good. Very good. Halal, la Qadash. See what I'm saying?
Right.
This is good. We getting a nice, we getting an edge where we can get out of Babylon. We can stop talking this goddamn English. Right. I'll be tripping on words all the time and saying things the wrong way. You know what I mean? Yeah. Halal, la Qadash. Pray to the east. All right. 4. You're regular. I'm doing this for love, doing this for the truth, doing this for the Most High. I do this for my brother. I do this for. 4 is Kaya. 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 You see this everywhere. Everywhere you see this. Okay. Okay. The word know. I want to know about this. I know it, or I know that already. Or do you want to know this? No is die. Die. Right? The Muslim, you from Philly, right? So you from?
Nah, I'm not really from Philly. I just been there for about a year. So
You sound like you're from New York. Where you from?
I'm from Brooklyn.
You from Brooklyn? What part?
East New York.
So you right around my way. You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay. So in Philly, there's a lot of Muslims. In New York, there's some Muslims, right? Right? And they will have a book called the Hadith. Right? Hadith is an Arabic word, right, for to say the knowledge. In Hebrew, right, we have our own dialect, the original, and we say hadith, because die is know, dith with a th makes it knowledge, meaning the category of knowing. When you see a th on the end of a Hebrew word, just think of the category of this word in a category form. All right? So die is known. Another common word going to come across all the time, a car, which is other, right? A car, right? You find this also in you find it say other one or next, right? Next or the other one or the other one or the next one. You see this one right here, a car. right? These are words that you have to know. You see what I'm saying? If you get these words right here, right? Now, these are not choice words for going through everything, but you go into a Sabbath service, if you get these words right here, with the other things, with the knowing what the alphabet is, with your prepositions and possessives, you'll be able to navigate very easily in the Hebrew as to knowing what is being said when you're reading the Hebrew. Right? But our base words, right? We say in our greetings. You put to know to put a possessive and a preposition and a possessive together. If you have these things, you do good, right? So, but you see Zabak sometimes sacrifice, right? You're gonna see Ashar all the time. You're gonna see Khan as this or thus all the time. All right, so all right. So that's why we was going over some words last week, and the brothers in the Sabbath service in New York was in a place where these were the common words that came up in Second Chronicles in the section where there was that Second Chronicles 13, I believe. Right? So I just took the most common words I saw in that book and those chapters, and I put them on the board as an example. Why? Because you will be reading that too if you're in a Sabbath service, and you'll be reading these common spoken words, and the scriptures does say that you have to seek the old path. Know how our forefathers talked, and we should use the vocabulary that they talked, the common words, so we can speak their common words. You see what I'm saying? And that was the nature of a man, just say whatever's on your mind, talk however the Lord made you talk, and we want that back. So I got those things that can help us talk in that same or similar manner. All right? Until we strive for perfection, of course. All right? Good. Sabab is another word you're going to come across often, right? Sabab is the word for, it really means round, but you're going to come across all the time in the scriptures, you're going to come across a word that says Sabayah. Sabayah. High holy days. You read in Leviticus 23, right? Where it says all the high holy days. But 2 or 3 times they're going to say Sabayah. Besides the other one, the other crazy, uncommon one, hard to say, Shabiyah. You see, I'm going to say 7. All right? But Sabiyah, just like before, we was talking about the Y in the middle of the word, Sabiyah is a Ya in the middle of the word instead of a Y, right? Ya in the middle of a word is to say past tense, right? So Sabiyah is round, it's really round. Let me get the eraser, right? So I can fix that, right? Right? And this goes for all things round. It's the word for circle. Sabab is the word for circle. All right? Put the ya in the middle of it, it's like rounded. Right? Or circled. If you put a ya in it. Right? If I say sabawab, what am I saying?
Rounding.
Very good. Rounding, circling. Or you say he's circling us. Say? Good. Khayal is the word for army. Right? This is one of many words that is used for army. Our people, just like any other nation, right, go to war, right? And with us knowing that life is about war, in the Israelite culture, we have a strong culture of war. We're down to our cultural dress code would look very warlike. You see what I'm saying? Okay, right? So we have many words to say army and stuff like that, right? Khayal is a very common word for army. So I gotta put it on the board. So when you see it, you know what it is. Of course, this also is rooted in Khal, right? Khal. So this ya right here would be a tense. But you take the tense and you make a compound word, right? And in this sense, it developed into what you would call in English army. All right? All right? I believe Khal itself means pain. All right? I believe Khal itself means pain. That's how y'all, some of y'all know, off the Kuoba. Because Kal or Kawal is based on the word pain. Kawal thing means painless warrior. All right. If you got an army, they suffer pain. You know what I mean, they had to do push-ups for days upon days upon days, and this jog all day, all night. You see what I'm saying? To build an endurance, they have to endure pain to become a soldier. All right. As the brothers who graduate Hebrew Academy already knows, you know that. You see what I'm saying? Even learning to become a united force within the brothers that the Lord gave you is painful. You see what I'm saying? To come from brothers from many walks of life, you see what I'm saying, and learn to become in the same mind, it's painful because enduring pain is where discipline is born. All right? All right? Samal is a word that says idol in only a few instances. Right? I believe Samal is not even a word you guys dig that deep into, because Samal, you probably see this like twice in the Bible, in the entire Bible. So I would even dig Samal like that. Right? Be prepared to forget Samal and find another word which is more common for idol. It's another let me do it right now. Let me get the most common word for idol. Okay? We do this by going to our Bible and Strong's coordinates, Strong's concordance, and what I'll do is I will just with my tablet. Let me put on my tablet, right? So everyone can see online, of course. If you want, I'll show it to you if you need to, right? Or do you have a? Yeah, come over here for a second. Okay. Right. So you stand right here, right? Okay. You can come a little closer so we can see, right? So what I'll do is I go to my apps, right? Mm-hmm. Sapari is books. That's my own personal doing, right? We got the Hebrew Greek interlinear app. Right. I advise everyone to get that. Mm-hmm. All right. Regular King James Bible. I got my Kindle where I downloaded the Strong's Concordance onto. Right. I want my Bible with Strong's Concordance. That's what it says right there in the small writing, right? Right. Bible with Strong's. I click on that. Right. I put in the search and I'm gonna put in idol. Right. Right. And then it's going to give me, we got 119 results. I want Old Testament only because that's where the Hebrew is at. Right? We got 89 results in the Old Testament. All right. So we got 457. All right. And we got Alayal. All right. And it says apparently from 408. Right. Good for nothing. Right. And it's used for idols 17 times. Right. Now, I want the most common one. This might be the most common word for idol. 17 times is pretty common, right? Now, I'm going to compare it to the other ones to see which one we can use as the more common term. And then I want the word where it's not based upon our language being polluted through going to other empires. All right? So we got Leviticus here. And we got another word for idol. Galayal, Galal or Galawal, right? Similar to the first one. The first one was Alayal. This one is Galayal. This one is used 47 times. Right. This is the more common one. 47 is a lot of times in the Bible. You see what I'm saying? Now let me just make sure we got idolatry. But we want idol, right? This one right here. Where is it? 60. That's Im. Im is people. People. 1,836 times in the Bible. So that's the word for people. Right. You know what I mean? Okay. We got some in Kings here. Right. Following idols. I think this is the same one we know a while ago, right? 1:5. Where's that word again? Where's idol at? Right here. This is Galayal, right? So Galayal is the most prominent one so far, 47 times. Galal or Galayal. All right. And we got out of 89, 45 is the more common one. Yeah. Right? So then it's using the word for people as idols. Because people, let's be serious now, right? Our oppressor in this empire right here, the oppressor is an idol. All All right. So I asked why the scripture might say iron to say people for an idol in one instance, right? So we're gonna put for idols, we're gonna put galal. All right. Okay. Galal. All right. Galal is the word for idol. Officially, that's what we're going for with the word idol. Right. Okay. Good. Right. Bana is the word for build. You want to build something, right? Bana. All right. Khan. You're going to see this anywhere where you see this in the scriptures, right? In your reading, if you see Khan, it's going to be written like this. It's going to be written like Ka and a Na, right? It's going to be written just like that. Khan, right? That is probably this or thus. Thus saith the Lord, or you know what I mean? You're gonna see this, or he thus dealt with me. So why do you deal with me thus like this, right? You're gonna see Khan there, right? Good. Ashar, right? Besides being happy, as a tribe is called happy, right? The Asherites, right? The brothers that live, the brothers where the scripture says their feet is like their feet is trodden on oil or something like that, right? Talking about the land in South America with all that oil, Venezuela, Brazil, and Ecuador, right? Right. Besides that, you have the instances where you're gonna see ashar for that, or which, or who, or things pertaining to that thing, or which one is that, or you know what I mean, that or which, right? Ashar is the word, right? You got fake Israelites who fellow students of the Isupk went out into the world, creating another doctrine which is according to the Bible illegal, punishable by death. Right? To create another doctrine, to turn the truth into a lie, you read about in the book of in Romans, right? Right? They went and removed the Lord's name and took one chapter, not even a chapter, took one verse out of a chapter in Exodus chapter 3, and said the Lord's name is not Yahweh. They said the Lord's name is Ahaya, Ashar, Ahaya. I am that. I am. Ahaya, Ashar, that. Ahaya. Right? Ah means I, Haya means be, I be, that I be. Or I be who I be. Or it's like saying I am who I am. See what I'm saying? So that's how Ahaya, Ashar, Ahaya came from. It's not the Lord's name. The Lord never said that's his name. You see what I'm saying? You read on later in the chapter, he goes and says, I am Yahweh, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And because GOCC does not actively know Hebrew, they ignore that. All right, good. Amar, you said people was 1,500 something times in the Bible. Amar is probably 5,000 times in the Bible. You're going to see this anywhere where it says, the Lord said. Moses said, thus saith the Lord unto Abraham. You see what I'm saying? Said. Amar. Amar is said. All right? Zabak is sacrifice. Right? We sacrifice animals on an altar. An altar was a place that was made for a sacrifice. Right? The word altar is born out of the word sacrifice. Right? Where Zabak is sacrifice. An altar where you do the sacrificing at is called Ma Zabak. So Zabak is sacrifices. Ma Zabak is the altar. All right. Al is onto. Right. You're gonna see this everywhere too. Every chapter, every book. Right. Al is onto. Right. Kata'a is sin, the thing you must not do, the transgression against the Lord. Kata'a. Right. And when you say words like this or like words like this, right? Try not to cut your breath when you talk, because you don't do that in English. You don't do that in any language. Is there any language where you cut your breath? In any language where you cut your breath? You don't say kata-a. You say kata-a. You let the breath, you let the same way you're talking, your talking is through your breath, just breathing, and your mouth moving on it. Don't cut your breath to say the ah, right? This is not ba-ah. This is ba-ah. Same way how, you understand?
Right.
You're right, right? Right. I thought you're going to say uh-huh. You'll be like how you say uh-huh. It would be ba-ah. Right? Same way uh-huh. Kata-ah. Kata-ah. Because the language has to be functional. Has to be something that you are comfortable with saying and speaking. It's the tongue, it's the language that the Lord specifically made for your tongue. Right? In China, they got that pinyin, they got, they got some other, I can speak Chinese, Ni Zhao Shima Ming Zi, right? Right? But that is for them. Now, if I go say to a Chinese person, they're going to look at me and say, huh? 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 I don't understand you. That's what they're going to do, because I'm not saying it in the way they would say it, because their tongue was made for it. Now, as of course, I mean, Israelites, now we speak everything. If we live in China, we speak better Chinese than Chinese. Now, we can talk. You hear brothers all the time, brothers that love America, they're going to speak the white man's dialect and talk all that, yeah, Jimmy, I know, buddy. And then you look in the room, you didn't know he was a black man talking. You see what I'm saying? But that was not your way of talking. You're fixing your mouth for him. You see what I'm saying? But your way of talking, right, is this language right here. Kal, also, right? You see this everywhere. Kal, all, right? Spanish, todos, all things, everything, all, right? Everything, or every in Hebrew is also kal, right? Every is all right? Shakab, you're going to see this in every part where you're laying down with a woman in the scriptures. Right? A man lay down with a woman is the word shakab. All right? And if you lay down in bed on your own, to go to sleep, right? The word shakab. Right? Shana is the word for year. Right? The word month is the same thing, right? Month in English is moon. It's just like the th on the end, moon. The th in English comes from the Hebrew. English is born out of Hebrew. That's what a lot of people don't know, right? English is the first language, right? According to Yale, it's the original language. Our very alphabet, A, B, C, D, comes from it. According to Yale, according to Bonnie Petrati and those other scholars, the so-called Hebrew scholars over there in Yale University, Connecticut. This is thing that they're saying that I'm just regurgitating, of course, right? Aisha is the word for do or make. Right? Somebody rubbed off the make over here. Right? Make. Okay? Do or make. Aisha. You're doing something, you're making something, Aisha. I'm going to do it. Aisha. Okay? Hagios Tech was the app I showed you a while ago. That's the author of the app I showed you, the interlinear, right? Right. Good. Is there any questions online, Melsa? No problem, right? We've been on this long enough. We're about to do the alphabet. All right? Understand where all the alphabets, where our alphabet characters, where they came from. First and foremost, alpha and bet is the name based on the first two letters of the Greek alphabet, talking about the A and B, right? The Greeks call the letter A, the Greeks call the letter A alpha, right? They call the letter B bet, right? Which of course comes from the Hebrew, because the first letter in the Hebrew is Ah, and Ah is for Allah, right? And Bet is for Bayat. Okay? Let me see if I could write more actually. Hold on a second. Alright, if you have any questions online, please don't feel shy to type your questions online, Baba Bashar, alright? Okay, nice whiteboard. White in Hebrew is Laban. Right?
Sir.
Yeah.
Would that be the same word for like leprosy, or would that be a different word altogether?
We have to check. Good question. I did the best I could for now. Okay. Let me check up lepers right quick. Okay, we got 6879, 6883. 6683 is the common one. And it says Tazariah 35 times. Okay, now I need to make sure that I need to go to the sentence where it's spoken in to see if they spelled it the exact same way. So we go into Leviticus 13 and 8. Come. Tazariah, I'm right on the board. I'm right at the bottom of the board. What's the question? Oh, sure.
Question from Judah Rise says Shalom Akim. Okay. The Hebrew word for you're welcome. Wow.
Most good. Tazariah. Okay. Tazariah. Okay, you're welcome. We have a culture of saying you're welcome, which is Ayan the bar. All right. You're welcome is that good English. Right? But that's not how Israelites in their true nature talk. Right? Israelites in their true nature would instead say, say no more. Say no more. Or you might, if you speak Spanish, and you're Israelite in Spanish, you would more say de nada. That's how you would talk in Spanish. To say that de nada is to say no more. Right? And the word, in this case, of course, this is out of the scriptures. You can read this, right? And we say this by saying Ayan the bar. Right? Ayan the bar. All right? Right in the Hebrew here, Ayan the bar. Okay? Ayan the bar. Right? Ayan is this word right here. Right? This is Ayan. Right? And Ayan means nothing. It means this right here, nada. Nada means nothing. Or how we got to no more. All right? The bar is the word which really means command, but it's also used sometimes to say, right? Command or say. Let's say, right? I'll say command because it's used more in a commanding sense by a man, right? This is say, right? It's not said. Where you see said, you're gonna see amar, say said, right? But the bar, we see the bar, someone is speaking. All right, somebody is speaking, someone is prophesying, right? The bar, right? Okay. Before we was talking about the alphabet, alphabet, right? We take the A, which is A, right? We got the La, the code, so Ha, La. Okay, come, right? A, La, and then we got the Pa, which is Allah, right? A, La, right? A, La, Pa, right? And Allah means cow, right? That's how we say cow in Hebrew, Allah, right? Allah, right? And then bet, same thing, right? Ba, it always turn the E from, they always turn this ya into some vowel for some reason, right? And then the T is bayas, right? And bayas, ba, ya, sa, is the word for tent. All right? That's where alphabet comes from. Right? We got A here, we got an I here, right? And then of course, this is where the letter A comes from. All right? You got the ba here, ba, right? And then you got a letter B here. All right? Make sure that B is joined, because that's how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like that, the B. Okay? Okay, this is the figure of a count. Let me go over the whole alphabet, as a matter of fact. What time you got there? Y'all,
750.
Huh?
750.
7:50. All right. No questions online other than the one we have, right? Okay. No sweat. Okay. We'll leave that for now. Right. I'm not gonna say ah and ba and ga and da. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna say our alphabets, right? You have an alphabet sheet. Okay. You wanna stand up and say it for me, Logan, sir? As long as you're not uncomfortable with doing that, right?
Right.
You 12? Okay. Go ahead.
Alphabet. Abagada, Hawaza, Ka, Tayaka, Amanasa, I, Pataza, Kwarashata.
Very good, very good. Well done, right? That was up, y'all. Oh my God.
I think my Hebrew sheet.
Hebrew sheet. Don't sit, don't sit.
Nice
and loud. Oh, stop. Go ahead.
Abagada, Hawaza, Ka, Tayaka, Lamanasa, I, Pataza, Kwarashata.
Very good, right? My turn. A, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, cha, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, ta, za, kwa, ra, sha, za. Right? Now that's the pronunciation of our dialect of Hebrew, the dialect of the Israelites, the first, the original meaning from the origin, right? The scripture says, seek the old path, right? And that's exactly what we have done at the last of authorization from our kings, all right? Go ahead. Go ahead.
You should don't ask Salaki I1, so you drop the H in the I9.
I did not. Okay. All right. Here's Ayan. Ah, ya. Nah, there's no really ha in there. There's no, unless you're talking about when I wrote over there where I didn't write a H here.
Right under your
right. Right. Ah, ya. Ah, ya. Right. As we try not to be too particular with things like that. Right? If you see a brother who doesn't have a H in his name, don't kill him. All right? Don't hurt him. Don't slander him. Don't hate him because he didn't put a H in his name. Right? This is English. Right? Try to not put too much of your spirit on English when it comes to learning Hebrew. Think of Hebrew. All right? If you're naming a baby, and your baby's name is, my son's name is Kasham. Right? That's my son's name. Right? of course, when your child goes to school, right, your teacher's gonna look at this and be like, how the hell do I say this thing right here? Cha, sham. Cha, sham. Cha, sham. Right? Of course, kasham is just ka, sha, ma. All right? This will essentially be what the letter C is in English. Right? You have ka, which is the letter K in English. That's why they look the same, because they are the same. Right? Ka. Oh, so you got a hand up, right? It's when you get down into the root of it, right? This will be categorized as a harsh H sound. That's why they look like a H. All right? And then, of course, you have the soft H sound, which is the one we have right here, which also comes from H. All right? Right? But in English, you have C and a K, and you ask your English teacher when you're a child, is C and K the same thing? And they're going to tell you no. Right? That's true, right? And they're going to say, this is ka, the harsher sound, and this is ka, the lighter one. Because this ka is what it came from ka, right? So that's where we get the C from. As to why scholars would write spell, like this spelling right here, we didn't invent that spelling. We got that from scholars who tried to sound out in English how to say this particular sound of this Hebrew character. And they put the C there because the C in English comes from this. All right? So you're naming your baby, you're naming your child Kasham. You don't have to spell it like that. You could spell it like this on his birth certificate. Kasham. Just like that. All right? Just like that. All right? Just so your white kindergarten teachers don't have to be saying your name wrong. And other kids in class, for how many years is that? From your 3 years old till you're what, 18? For 15 years, you don't gotta get bullied or made fun of your name. Yo, what kind of name is that? In the beginning of your, your political science class, your math, the teacher's going through all of the attendance, and then everybody went to say your name. You know what I mean? Of course, the Hebrew, not Hebrew Israelite, but Hebrew, the Israelite culture, right, is becoming very strong amongst us now, right? So in coming days, there will be no problem because it will be the dominant thing as everybody's waking up to their identity now. You know what I mean? But right now, where it's not so common, right, you'll be more wise with things you do for your children and your children's name. All the girls' names are already Hebrew. My gosh, man. All that Latoya and all that Asia is just Aisha. You see what I'm saying? All these Asians, all that Shah is, all those were technically, those, I don't know why we make names like that. We do it innocently too. You see what I'm saying? What's them girls they from the hood, man? Come on, man. You know it, man. Shay. Come on now, Shay. You know what I mean? Shay. Right? Shay in Hebrew is hour, right? Or time, right? And it's used to say joy. It's used to say like, this is my time. That's what Shay is. Of course, they spell it with a Y, right? But Shay, that's what Shay is. You know what I mean? Shay, he said Shay too. That was the most common from the projects, regular black neighborhoods. Shay is the common. That was a good call too. You know what I mean? But you get the whole idea, right? All those is Native Indian-esque, right? Hebrew-esque names, all right? Yo, what's up, y'all?
Sister Danisha Jones says Slovakia. She was just trying to see where to put the connectors at. Says the water.
Okay, Carl, for sure, no sweat. You know what I mean? It's a good thing that you asked though, so I can at least say it rather than never say it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because you never know. Someone else might be thinking, "Oh, you missed the H out," and without me saying it, outside of that, there's some other brother somewhere You know what I mean? Make a big deal out of it when you gotta not ruin brotherhood because of an English letter when we're trying to speak Hebrew.
Right.
We're writing Hebrew in English letters. You know what I mean? For sure, right? So don't destroy the brotherhood for nothing, right? Go ahead, y'all, stop.
So speaking of brothers, we got priest notes Marshall Mar.
Yeah.
And his question is, Salaki, sir, is it okay to use Ma'ad, M-A-A-D, as a way to emphasize any person, place, or thing?
I don't understand that. Okay, ma'ad means very. Right? Very. You got the word, common word too, rob. Right? Rob means much. All right? Rob means much. All right? Many, much or many, right? More likely you're going to see for many. Right? In that sense. Of course, every language got words that are in the sense of this. Right? That's why context is very important. Right? Because some certain words have different roots as to where they came from, but they're used in a certain sense. So when you're looking for words and how to use them, you got to look for the sense of how they use it here and the sense of how we use it in our own language, and then we piece them together like, yeah, this is how we say in our language, like that. You know what I mean? But to say ma'ad, to say person, place, or thing, I'm not sure you. Okay, person, place, or thing is a noun. All right? A person, a noun, right, is a person. We know this from grammar class, right? You learning all that good old English comprehension stuff, right? Noun is a person, place, right, or thing, right? For instead of Hebrew, of course, it'll be a person or place, right now, right? For names, you see a one at the end of a name, where it's some verb or something, right, that he's being named after. And they'll say one behind Shemai, because Shemai means to listen, that's a verb. Right? But when you're saying it as trying to say that you're making a noun out of this verb, you're making a name out of this verb, a name is a noun, right? You put a one behind it. So of course you got names like Ra'awaban, because Ra'a means to see. The wa in that sense there would be to say him, right? And then no, that's not a good example, right? Ban means son. It's not Ra'aban. Where's the ones we got over here? We got Simeon and Zebulon. That's the one I wanted, right? Simeon, the verb is Shammai, right? And one is to say you're not saying a verb, you're saying a name, right? A name, right, is on a person, right? A person is the noun, right? So you're making this name, right, by taking this other word and making a noun out of it, which is the person's name. So instead of Shammai, it's Shammai one. All right? So one signifies that you're talking about a noun. What else? Zabala one, right? Put him on the board. I'm gonna put him on the board, right? Okay. Zabal, right? Zabal is the word for dwell, right? In English, it'll be like, I live here, but because of the spelling, it's in English, based on context, this could be live, or we're live on YouTube right now, or, I'm alive, right? Or you should live it up, of course, you see what I'm saying? That's not the sense of what we're talking about. The sense, what we're talking about is where do you live? All right, which is dwell. All right? Dwell is Zabal. That's where we get Zabal one from. The mother named him this to say his name is going to be Zabal one because now my husband will live with me. She tried to fight the other baby mothers by having more kids than the other baby mothers. It's the same nigga shit. It's the same thing you go through in your hood. It's the Bible is our history, man. It's just our blueprint of how, it's how we came about. It's the same way how Shay and Keisha is in the hood today, is how Leah and Rachel was, man. Fighting over your dad. Fighting over you, essentially, right? It's no different 5,000-10,000 years later. All right? Zabal means dwell. Dwell is and birth. All right? Hold on. Ashkawar. Shalom to you. I'm in class right now. Everything good? Come. Is it urgent? Okay, no problem. Call me in an hour. Hour is shy Hebrew. Shy. All right, no shy. No sweat. Yes, all right. Big up the tribe of Isupk. All right. Simeon, right? We got Simeon already. Right? Simeon is Shemai. We know this already, right? Shemai is to hear, right? To hear, right? Hear, listen, same thing. All right. So it's a verb. I want to make it into a name. I want to turn this into a noun. I put one behind Shemai. Okay, Shemai one. So now you know that you're not asking to listen to anything. You're saying someone's name. Yo, Shemai one. What am I doing? Call it to someone called Shemai one or Simon. Right? Shemai one is Simon is Shemai one. Right? If I say yo, Shemai, what am I doing?
Telling people to listen.
I'm telling people to listen. How do I diffuse the confusion? You see what I'm saying? I would have to have a system in our language where to not disturb everyone's peace and people looking around like, oh my gosh, do I shoot somebody? What's going on out here? You know what I mean? You say Shemai one. All right? That's how you do it, right? The worst thing you don't want in any language is to have miscommunication. It disrupts an entire city if you have miscommunication. Miscommunication leads to all the death in your neighborhood. Miscommunication. I didn't mean it like that, man. I don't give a damn if you meant it like that. What? Okay, don't move. I'm coming right back. Hey, y'all tough, right? Y'all think I'm pussy. Stay right there. And then next thing you know, pop. And it's like, oh my gosh, they killed my cousin. Who did this? Them guys from down the block that did this and that. A word? Shoot up his grandma's house. Oh, you shut up my grandma's now you got Bloods and Crips and GDs and BDs. And because of miscommunication is the thing you don't want. You don't want miscommunication. You see what I'm saying? Dead serious, all right? As to why the law says go to him and him alone. He doesn't have to feel embarrassed about being caught wrong in talk. You give him a chance. They say after that, if he hears you, here is Shemai. If he hears you, you have gained thy brother. That's what we want. We want to gain our brothers. We need better communication. All right? Good. No questions online, right? Okay, no sweat. This pen right here working real good to me, man. I'm not gonna hide this one. Okay. Okay. Time is 8:08. Okay. So now we want to do the alphabet. I'm gonna write them down like this. We should get them numbers. You go to your numbers? Give me 1 to 10 right quick. The best you can. You don't even gotta get all of this. Whatever you can.
I didn't know a card.
Okay, good. Shania.
10.
Oh, no. I'll say it two. Shanya is two. Akkad, Shanya, Shalash, Arabai, Kamash, Shah, Shabai, Shamauna, Tashai, Aishura. Alright?
Aishra.
Yeah, Ma'aishra tides.
Right.
Right? Let me put down the word. Ma is to say of. Right? Of. Right? And then we got Aishara. Aishara. You see this a lot of times. I see brothers doing this on the high holidays, and they'll say Aishar. It's not Aishar, it's Aishara. Alright? Aishara, right? Which means 10. Right? In Spanish, with the diez?
Yes.
Diez for the so-called Latino tribes, so-called Spanish tribes, right? And the Haitians, I talked to big up to Bayani Allah from Brooklyn. He put me on yesterday, D. In French, in Creole, in Haitian Creole is D. D, right, for 10. D dollar. D dollar, right? Dollar, right? D, right? 10, right? I believe in French it's coming from dis. I don't know how to spell dis, right? But this is coming from dis in French. All right? Okay? Get the numbers on the board right quick. Let's get one. One is Akkad. Right? Akkad. Right? Two, Shanya. Right? Don't mix up Shanya with Shania. Shania is scarlet. Right? Shania is scarlet red. Scarlet red. Right? Don't mix up those. So be careful how you say things. Right? Okay. 3. Akash, Shanya, Shalash. Shalash. 4. Arbai. Arbai. 5. Ka. Ma. Ka. Ma. Sha. Kamasha. 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 6. Sha. Sha. Right? 7. Shabai. Yeah, welcome to Harlem, y'all. Miscommunication. You hear what he said on the phone? The brother angry outside, what did he say?
You're not listening.
You're not listening. The miscommunication, at least that was the Lord. I mean, he was talking about he mad at he about to go murder his baby mom right now. He about to go murder. He about to go home and murder the rib and throw the kid out the window or something like that because of you're not listening. You're not listening. Miscommunication is, you know what I mean? Come on, it's dangerous. You know what I mean? You need effective communication. The brothers in Hebrew Academy, you know this. You know what I mean? You won't be getting punished for your miscommunication with each other. You see what I'm saying? Shabai is 7. 8 is Shah. Shah. Mao. Shah. Mauna. Now, when you see words like this, where there's a Y in there, right? Where you know the I is not in there, it's cut off, right? Don't say Shamona. Don't never do that garbage. Shamona. We don't have no all sounds in Hebrew. We only have ah and I sounds. Sha, mao, na. Shamao, na. All right? Sha, ma, na. Shamao, na. Right? Don't ever say shamona. That's you reading this, speaking in an English mind. When it comes to Hebrew, you got to take away your English mind out of this. I know it's very hard because you're born and raised in this English trap, right? Trap on purpose, right? You're going to try to break yourself out the trap, right? And just think of your culture, speak like how you would speak, all right? Don't say no Shimon. Shamau now, right? Good. Okay. I'm trying to not remove this off the board. Let me just shift that a little bit. All right. All right, we got Sashai. All right. Sashai is 9. Right, and then for 10, we got Aishara. Okay. 20. We have Aisharayam. Aisharayam. Okay, Aisharayam. 30. Shalashyam. Shalashyam was 40. Take a guess.
Arbayim.
Very good. Okay. Okay. 100. Anybody know what 100 is? Yo, what's up? You remember what 100 is? No problem, no problem. 100 is Ma Ah. Ma is 100. They spell it with an extra H here. I gotta put that here, right? In Hebrew, Ma Ah. Ma Ma. Right? Good. On that, let's get the sounds. You have Ma versus Ma versus Ma, which is what I wrote on the top of the board up here. Okay. Ma, you know what Ma is, right? Regular Ma. Oh, are you finished writing? Or are you good?
Nah, I'm still right.
Okay, so let me go. So keep writing. I'm gonna go over it, right? Akkad is 1. Shania is 2. Shalash is 3. Arbai is 4. Kamasha is 5. Shasha is 6. Shabai is 7. Shamauna is 8. Sashai is 9. Aishara is 10. Good, right? Before we talk about the tithes, Ma Aishara, Ma is of, right? The same one we got here, right? To say of a 10, because of a 10 is how you say per cent in a way, right? So percent is out of 100, right? My Aishra is out of a 10, all right? I think that's it. Where that cent come from? That cent is some Greek way of saying 100 or something like that. I can't remember something like that.
Cent.
Cent is 100 in Greek.
Like a century.
Centuries what?
Centennial.
Oh, wow. Let me just put on the board right here. That's most shine Christ for brother putting their minds together here, man. Right? Percent. Right? Percent. Right? Is this thing right here is out of 100. I think this thing is even a drawing of a 1 and a 0. That's what I heard. I'm not sure. Right? Percent. Right? Means out of 100. And you gave an excellent example. Where century is 100 years. Right? Centennial, I'm not sure it's centennial. That sounds like something from Transformers. Centurion.
Right.
Centurion used to roll out in a band of 100 men. Right? A centurion, man. It was a man, and they had them in the ranks, and they go out in hundreds, right? It was like 100 men in a band, all right? And then you got legion to some other thing. I think like 500 or some crazy, some thousand, some crazy number, right? Is there any other examples you want to put with those, or are you good? Okay, good. No sweat. Yo, what's up, y'all?
We have a question online.
Okay, so right quick, right? Percent is out of 100. Isur is out of a 10. So percent, your cent is a penny, right? That's the cents, and then your 100 cents make $1. All right. So to say out of 100, the same amount Isur is out of a 10. All right. Calculated, right? 100 divided by 10 is 10. All right. The question online, what's up, Usha?
God, so from Sister Qadash from Louisiana.
Yeah, pick up the sister Qadash. Right. Most time class.
So Lakia Lashawan is Kamash correct for 5 of show.
Kamash.
Meaning the A at the end is
that's the more right way to say it. Okay. What's Arabic? Arabic is what? Talata, right? Talata. So Shalasha, I think Shalasha is like that too. Shalasha. Right. Kamsha. Kamasha. Okay, when it comes to these words, that's why I was going to give the example of the Shania a while ago, right? These names, not names, I'm saying it on purpose, right? But the numbers is not named the same way as words do. So when you hear something in a different fashion from how we would usually cut off the A sound at the end of a word, the numbers don't never do that. You keep the A sound there. All right? I'm gonna give you an example, right? Sister Qadash, she makes garments, right? She works in fabrics, right? Now we have this word right here, shasha, right? That's 6. Now in regular words, right? You have, okay, let me make some room. I'm gonna put this on the board. I wanted to work on this. Okay, let me erase this right here. Give an example right here, right? Now this. This one, shasha, right? An animal, right? Shasha in the Hebrew will be written like this. Right? A little better than that, right? You gotta be written like teeth, because these are figures of 2 front teeth of an animal, right? Right? This is sha. Now, suppose I was to write this. Joined together. This is not this. That's why connectors are so important. And the Hebrews looked at it like it was dumb. You know what I mean? Remove our connectors from existence. You gotta go to archaeology to see connectors, right? Well, this is not this. This is the number. Right? This is the number 6. Right? A sash, just like our sisters will wear a sash, or sash, right? Sash is the word for silk. Right? That's the word for silk. Okay? We got this one too. We got the Shania, right? The Shania. I'm erasing the 100 ma'ah, right? I hope everybody got it online. If anything, you rewind, all right? We forgot 1,000. 1,000 is alawak. Alawak. Same word that for generals, right? Generals is in charge of thousands of men, all right? General, right? Okay, we'll just put 100 here. 100 ma'ah, right? That's 100 is ma'ah. 1,000 is la. Wow. Right? Remember the rule before with the wa? If you take the wa out of it, what's left?
A lot.
A lot. What does a lot mean?
Cattle.
Cattle or cow, right? The slave master came over here and he said, look at all of these.
A lot.
No, close. All of these, a lot. From English. They didn't see, they saw a type of cow. The native Indians would say they could walk on them because there was so much, they called them
Cattle.
buffaloes.
Oh.
The buffaloes.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? There was so much buffalo, to get past a field, you have to walk on top of the buffaloes because there were so many of them. Because they will breed up into thousands and feed thousands. You see what I'm saying? Our person is the devil, acting like there's a, First of all, the Lord is plaguing this place, so you're going to see all the Alap die by the Alawakim. You know what I mean? You're going to see the cows die by the thousands because the plague the Lord is bringing here. Right? But cowing became our word for thousands because we would have to number 1,000 cows. And that was wealth for us. You see what I'm saying? The amount of meat is in the cow. Talk about the leather and the skin, the fur. You know what I mean? The sons of Jacob was rich. The story was to get his 2 wives, he had to work for 7 years breeding cows for Laban. I said Laban earlier. Laban named me white or clean, right? White, right? And trying to get Rachel, you know what I mean? He had to work for 7 years. Work for 7 years, right? We had years on the board earlier, Shana, right? Work for 7 years. Work on the board earlier too. Work. No, work is mala'ak, right? What Isupk can be used for work sometimes to pay do or make. You have to make more cows, Isupk, right? And for 7 years he did that. He gave him the wrong wife. So I wasn't working for Leah, I was working for Rachel. I said, no problem, you can still get Rachel. Make more cows for me for another 7 years. He made Laban stinking rich, man. And then took the weaker cows, the lesser cows, because he was so good at it, right? And then just got rich again. You see what I'm saying? Start sending gifts to Esau because Esau wanted to murder, because a gift destroys the heart. Brothers' wives. You know what I mean? Start sending cows and goats to Esau when Esau is coming to murder him for stealing the birthright that he didn't give a damn about in the first place. You see what I'm saying? So cows were so easy to multiply, it became a word for thousands. All right? Cows. A lot became alawak. All right? General comes in, alawak panya, because the generals are going to rule over thousands of men. Believe that. All right? The truth is spreading like none other. And according to the Bible, there's only one doctrine that can be the truth. Okay? Good. Shun, yeah. Right? Shun, yeah. Let me get Romans 16:17 right quick. Right? Shun, yeah, you spell like this. This is the number 2, right? But then you have Shana, yeah. Take your time, all right? Just wanted to make sure that everybody knows, because there's a misconception out there pushed by infidels out there, lying on the truth of the Most High, turning the truth of God into a lie, right? You cannot just join any old Israelite group and think you're in the truth, all right? That's why the Bible is there. The entire Bible is there to give you a straight up map on where you can find the Spirit of the Lord and what camp it's going to be in. And according to the Bible, there is one. And there was always one. Right? According to the prophecy of Ezekiel, there's always going to be a sanctuary in the far off countries where you're going to be dispersed to. Right? And a sanctuary is one place. Right? And that's the Isupk command you on. Where you got there? Oh, Romans 16:17. Right? Also, you need the one about the song too. There's the one about the song. You got the song was 144,000. They sang a new song, meaning it was done away for a long time, and then it came back in 1969. Right? It's very different from Christianity, very different from any religion you've ever heard about. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The most hated one too. We talk about the disciples of Christ. They were absolutely hated. The disciples of Christ later on had to go teach in caves. You know what I mean? Come on. What you got there? Go ahead.
The book of Romans, chapter 16, verse 17. Now I beseech you, brethren.
Beseech. Head preacher Shia used to always press on. What does the word beseech mean? The word beseech in itself means seek out and urgently improve. So no matter where you are around the world, if you find out you're Israelite, you see what I'm saying? You hear about all these cats and all that. You want to know how to improve yourself according to how the Most High improves brothers from these 12 tribes.
Mark them which cause division.
What?
Mark them which cause division.
Mark them which divided the body. There's brothers who left out of here and tried to divide brothers away from the Most High. See what I'm saying? Of course, now when there's a divide, the brothers that was in the what we call the second watch. The second watch according to Luke chapter 14, right? There's the first watch, which was when Yahushua physically came on the earth. Everyone was looking for that first watch. Talking about it in Isaiah, talking about it in Jeremiah, talking about it from the days of Genesis, talking about the first time they were going to witness the King of Kings, Lord of Lords come on the earth to do his will as the anointed, as Christ, right? That was the first watch. And then you had the second watch where where Moses said, you're going to be looking for the third day after he's risen, right? And that third day would have marked the year 2000. For the first days of how many days the Lord is? A day is to the Lord? 1,000 years. Very good. You see what I'm saying? From Christ came until he died was about 1,000 AD. That's the first day. 1,000 AD to 2,000 AD, right, would have been the second day. From the year 2000 on up, as Yahweh said, that nobody knows the day or the hour when he's coming like a thief in the night. From the year 2000 marks the going into the third day, and the brothers should have said it as Yahweh said. The only way you're going to know where the truth is at is by the sign of Jonah. Now, what did Jonah do? And this is all in Matthew 24, right? The sign of Jonah is to say a time when the Lord is come to judge his place, and he doesn't come on the day that he said he's going to come, because the Lord wants to see the people repent. So that was his second watch, up until the year 2000, and brothers gave up their faith. They got, what do you call it again? They got impatient, or they got, they didn't come. You read about this in Luke chapter 14 in your own time, right? Where they said the Lord delayed his coming, and they went out to do all the sin that they was dying to do the whole time because they was not sincere to the Most High Christ. Now we're in what Luke chapter 14 calls the third watch, right? And it says, blessed be the men that stayed in the second and third watch. All right, for another prophecy, the latter house shall be greater than the former house. You see what I'm saying? And we are in the times of the same house. Okay? Read the scripture again from the top of the shop.
The book of Romans, chapter 16, verse 17. Now I beseech you.
Seek and urgently improve. Get out of that IUIC crap. Improve yourself from that mess. Come on, read.
Brethren,
brothers of the 12th tribe, read.
Mark them which cause divisions.
Now the brothers who were not sincere in that second watch, they went out and divided the nation and became a stumbling block, where their entire mission was to dissuade brothers from joining the ISBK and the command general. Keep brothers away from the truth. Have them learning instead that they can have one wife while being a down low brother on the side. Come on now. You're going to die. The Lord is going to kill you for that crap. Don't be a stumbling block against ISB. Everything that should do. They should say, yeah, we came out of one race, and you should go there too. That's what they should say. But they don't say that. You see what I'm saying? And the Lord is going to recompense them for that. Keep reading.
And offenses.
And offenses what?
And offenses.
Keep reading.
Contrary to the doctrine.
Contrary to the doctrine, keep reading.
Which ye have learned.
Which they learned. And they learned from the ISUBK. And they created divisions and divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine they learned. So they go and create a whole other doctrine. Meaning the Lord is pointing that there is only one doctrine which is the truth, which is the doctrine that Commander Johanna inherited from the ISUPK. You see what I'm saying? Commander Johanna inherited the school when the school was passed down to him at the Passover 1995. A lot of brothers were upset because Commander Johanna was strict, while they wanted a more relaxed life where they can do whatever they want in their own time. You see what I'm saying? Instead of fighting against the sin, which is very hard to do. I know it's very hard, but you must do this if you want the kingdom of heaven. If you want that seat, if you want that crown on your head. You see what I'm saying? Now, of course, the crown is not for everybody. Right? The crown is not for everybody. So for those who do desire that crown and have that power and have your children sit on thrones from generation after generation forever, and to rule that plot of lands, right? Then you will do the necessary thing to get that inheritance which the Lord is going to give down to the ruling brothers of the 12 tribes of Israel. And then, of course, if it's something that you think it might be too hard, or you feel like your spirit is not up to the challenge, of course, you just pay your tithes and just keep the commandments, right? But for those who do, you're gonna come in through these doors, come on that straight path, and endure fire on the left side and water on the right side, right? And you go get that crown, right? If you don't come into these doors, then of course, it's not going to happen for you, according to the Bible, right? Good, right? So now, do we need any more?
And avoid them.
Say it again.
And avoid
The
them.
Lord said, avoid other Israelite groups. Don't look at the flyers. That's Mashma Yash. You will read this for the brothers over there. Mashma Yash is in Mississippi State Prison, right? And they got brothers in IUIC's pushing flyers to these other brothers in there. And Mashma Yash, right, being the priest that he is, told them that, yo, throw that in the garbage. Why? Because Christ said these brothers that read it from the top again. Read from the top again.
The book of Romans, chapter 16, verse 17.
Keep reading.
Now I beseech you, brethren.
The brothers are locked up, right? The Lord will have you to seek out and urgently improve. That's what beseech means. Keep reading.
Mark them which cause divisions and offenses.
Keep reading.
Contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned.
The Lord said to mark those people who have divided from the UPK and created a doctrine which offends the doctrine that they learned in the ISUPK, and do what?
Avoid them.
And avoid IUIC. Avoid GMS. Avoid, come on, name all of them. Avoid the blue one, the green one, the purple one, come on. Avoid all of them. All right? Avoid all of them that went contrary to the doctrine which they have learned. Number one, they went abhorring after different doctrines. You see what I'm saying? They left this one, right? Went against this one, right? Which is the sign that says you are not supposed to learn from them. You're supposed to. Yo, stop. Avoid that. There you go. Right? You're supposed to avoid that. I was hoping he's going to read it again. No sir. Right? Good, right? Okay. So, Kamasha is the same fashion as this, where you gotta say the after, right? Same fashion like where you gotta say the at the end of it, right? This is just the way of the numbers, right? Okay. So Kamasha, right? Until you get any further notice, all right? Good. So that's the numbers, right? What time we got here?
8:37.
8:37. We got no questions online, right? Okay. We got 20. Okay. 20 is not Shanyayam. It's Aisharayam. Okay. Good. Just make sure you remember. Right? 100 is Ma'ah. 1,000 is Alawat. Good, right? Now, Ma, and Ma'ah. The three sounds of our language. This is an example. Of course, there's other examples. But the most basic to make you understand, while we're on 100 and we're talking about Ma and Ma Aishara, right? Ma is of, right? Ma is what, right? Of course, ma'a is 100, right? 100, right? Now, you're going to have to talk to your fellow brother. And you're going to have to talk in a way where he does not miscommunicate this, or this to you. So if he says ma, you know he's talking about us. If he says ma, first of all, ma, they use this in Chinese today. They use it in Chinese today. If anything they say in Chinese, they have to say ma at the end of it to make it a question. This is a straight up rule in Mandarin. I'm not sure about all the other dialects, but this is how they say. They write this at the end of a word to say like ma. You go to a Chinese class, they're gonna teach you ma equals the question mark. You see what I'm saying? Because ma was the foundation of questions. What is the way how you form a question? What, where, why, right? Ma, right? Good. As you know, them Ammonites and Moabites, they come out of Lot, right? They come out of Lot, right? Abraham's nephew, right? Abraham's nephew. Lot was Abraham's nephew, right? So they were speaking Hebrew, right? And of course, the Lord divided them out of us, and they went and became the Moabites that you know of today, right? And everybody in the earth got some part of their language that is relatable to us because their language was born out of ours. Ma, ma, ma. Now I want the brothers here to give it a try. Right? We have, let me write it here. Ma, right? And then we have ma. Right? We got that H sound on the end of that. And then we have ma, ah. Right? Good. Now, Devil, you want to give it a try? Okay. Go ahead. You're going to sound it.
Ma, 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 ah.
Good. One more time.
Ma, ma.
I like that. You see how she the sound? He elongated the sound so his breath could say the ha sound. That was very good. Do it again.
Ma, ma.
Good.
Ma, ah.
Ma, ah. Very good. That's exactly how they go into it. Y'all should be out. Want to give it a try? Come, okay, no sweat, no sweat. Go ahead. Nice and loud.
Ma, ma.
Let's try it again.
Ma.
Good.
Ma.
Ma. Just ma. Just like, how would I say this? You got a commercial, you're going to get good sleep tonight. Ah. Right? So this is a more elongated sound. Go ahead.
Every time I come to Hebrew, think about that Hebrew when they killed the mispronouncing the word in the scriptures.
I'm not sure who that is. I'm not sure.
You told it to me.
I told it to you. My bad, but it's on my mind right now. It's who? There was an Edomite that did what?
They killed the brother they killed the Ephraimite for mispronouncing the word.
Oh, you're talking about in the scriptures, Sibboleth and Shibboleth.
Right.
Right.
Every time I teach it,
Yeah.
teach Hebrew, every time I read it, that's what's on my mind.
Oh, okay. No, this is, but you got this though. You know what I mean?
Ma.
Good.
Ma.
One more time.
Ma.
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 You sound like you're saying this. Okay, say this.
Ma.
Ma. Good.
Ma.
Ma. Say ma.
Ma.
No, ma. Just say.
I gotta pronounce the ha.
Yeah, ma. Ma. Good. Ma. Just say it stronger than this one. When you say this one, just make sure you say this one stronger. Put more breath on the end of that. You know what I mean? One more time.
Ma.
Good.
Ma'a.
Ooh, you cut the sound there. We don't talk about cut the sound. Just make it flow. Remember, you remember them Arabs you used to know? Yeah, they got a sound where, you know what I mean? They don't cut the voice, they make it flow. You gotta flow.
Ma'a.
I'll take it. All right, clap it up. Okay, very good. Okay. I'm gonna erase all of this. I hope everybody got it down. Please screenshot something, rewind screenshot, all right? No problem. Oh, the Shabbat also is rest. Right? Shabbat also became the word for rest because the Lord rested on the seventh day, and we rest on the seventh day. What else we got here? Do you have anything else about? Let's see. Nothing else I can pinpoint right now.
Sorry, we got a question.
Okay, go ahead.
How since it's a lot that says it like echoing the A when you say ma.
If it's like what? It's an echoing?
Is it like echoing the A when you say ma?
That echoing meaning ma. Okay, I hear what she's. If that's how, if you interpret it like that, then I'll say yes. But I wouldn't describe it like that. But I get the idea of what she's trying to say. I'll say yes. It's like echoing the A, so I'll say yes. Yeah. That's actually very good. Okay. Is there any more questions online?
No.
Okay. That la'ah is the same thing too. You know what I mean? La'ah. Remember now, we say la'ah all the time. So after saying it a couple times, right? When you first learn it, it's la'ah. Then of course your voice gets tired saying, cutting the voice and holding the air up in your windpipe, and then saying it out again. La'ah gets tired, so you say la'ah. It's like that, la'ah. You know what I mean? That's our language, all right? That's how our language flows, la'ah. And that la'ah is where we got in your black neighborhood in ghetto America today. You still say nah. You ain't learned that from the white man. The white man never said nah. He would say nay because that's from the Bible. That's from Old English. You see what I'm saying? Your person told you to say no. That's what he told you to say. Something Hebrew and you said nah. You see what I'm saying? He gonna tell me that's not. Come on, man. The spirit is in us, man. How's someone gonna tell me that we Africans? Ain't no African saying nah. Come on, yeah, the best.
If I may, sir, I went to a Hebrew class in Philadelphia, and he was telling us that like a lot of the Lashawan, like that's why we call it the Lord sheep, because it's all that that ba. It sounds like sheep, you know.
Yes, and that's when they call us barbarians in the Roman Empire. We was always, yo, come here, man, come here. But is come. Right? So who's all the other my bad. We'll be out there like, because they looking at us like that, like we over there saying ba. You know what I mean? And then they're like ba, black sheep, why you gotta be a black sheep though? Ain't there something with that? Some of these nursery rhymes too be like, what's the story behind the three bears and the white bitch that tried to sleep in all their beds? The white bitch that went up in their crib and sleep in the daddy bed, the mommy bed, and the baby bed, eating their porridge. You know what I mean? What's the story behind that? Like, and the bear is brown. You know what I mean? Are they eating in the? Come on, man. Something going on here, man. They eating our porridge. They in our bed. They wearing our names. They calling themselves Jews. Come on now, help me out here. You know what I mean? They stole our invention. They said the car is their invention. Man, ain't no devil craving no car, man. You know what I mean? George W. Carver invented the vehicle, the car. You know what I mean? The Patterson brothers in Plymouth, Arkansas created the train. The brothers in what's the name? 1919. Blackwash, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Them brothers made the aeroplane. You know what I mean? Try to fly it out over here by Long Island. Go ahead, y'all. Stop.
They hunt our steps.
Huh? They hunt our steps into our house.
Right.
Eating Daddy Bear's porridge, man, all that, man. You know what I mean? What's good with that, man? It's gotta be like a lesson for white kids to cheat. And we be the losers. Okay. Okay, so the total, the letters are 22 Hebrew characters, right? So what I want to do is 22 divided by 2 is 11 and 11, right? I want to get 11 on one side and 11 on the other side, right? Abba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za. Okay, I got the there for Allah. Ba comes from, of course, they're taking we took the first syllable of the words which we described, and the first syllable became the sounds of the Hebrew characters, right? Ba, Ga, Da, right? Da for Dala. Okay, you seen this before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no sweat. Ba, Ga, Da. Ha. Ha is for Hana. Ba, Ga, Da, Ha. Wa. Wa is for Wow. The Fishhook, right? Da is a door. Ga is the hump of a camel. Hana is to say behold, meaning behold, right? Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za. Za is for Zayan, which is a weapon. Za. Ka. Ka is for Kawama. Kawama, which is a fence. Ta. Ta is for Tana'a. Right? Tana'a is the bottom of a basket. Your grandmothers from down south, you know what I mean, Mississippi, Louisiana, Carolinas, right? They used to get the willow bush, right? The willow bush was a very flexible stick. Dry him, right? Put him in a circle, right? And then make an X in the middle of the basket. We don't got a basket. I said I was going to bring a basket to the school forward, right? Make an X with 2 other branches of willow, and then weave in between the X with other willow, with the longer willow, till it goes all the way around to the top or the borders. And that is how our grandmothers formed a basket or the bottom of a basket. All right. So we took the base or the foundation of we made a figure of the foundation of how our grandmothers weaved this basket, right? And that became the symbol Ta. You see what I'm saying? As a matter of fact. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. But if there's any sister out there, you ever want to make handbags or something for sisters, I don't know, right? This would be a good symbol, right? To create a logo for your company out of, right? For a bag company, I don't know, you know what I mean? But bags, the idea of bags came from this. Of course, bag, there's the other word for bag in Hebrew, which is not tana'ah. Tana'ah specifically is basket, all right? Good, right? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Kata, ya. right? Yod for yard, and then ka, right? Ka is for ka. Right? Yeah. Go ahead.
The Y.
The ya,
The Y.
the wa,
Wow.
wow, wow. Yeah. For sure. I know what see, it goes by dialect. You would say wawa, but wow and wawa is just dialect. Wow. The idea of this is a fish hook. It's like a giant fork with two prongs, and you will throw it. You stand on a big rock by a river or something, and you look for a nice big fish to catch, and you throw this two pronged thing in the water, right? And the two prongs, by nature, by your throw, right, it will spin, giving you a better chance to catch the fish rather than a straight stick. So this became our fish hook. Right? It's the same kind of hook that you take later on and you dig in the hay and lift the hay up and throw it to your cow, your alapia, right? Or your horses. What's horse again? Horse is sawas. Your sawasium. All right? The same fork. And then when you're ready, you go down to the river and you take the fork and you look for something, and then, you know what I mean? And one of these two prongs, you're gonna have a fish in there. All right? Wider. So as soon as you get in the water, you're aiming for the fish. As soon as that thing strikes the water, if it ain't fast enough, that fish is gonna move. First of all, strikes the water, the fish is already turning to swim somewhere else. So that space, right, gives a better probability, a better probability of getting the fish. Because he's there, you aim for him, he already moved from you, he's turning like this. So you hope that this prong gets him because the prong is spinning. All right? Okay? Good. Now, I'm going to erase this now, right? We're good with that, right? Okay. Yod is the figure of an arm, right? Now, this is not the word for arm. Arm will be Zarawai, right? Okay. Cup, we know cup already. This cup right here where the letter K came from, right? This is just the, very good. It's the markings in your hand. The round part of your palm will be that round part you see there, and the markings in your hand, right? Which is never changed, right? Which is not, it's not magic. It does not mean, no, you got heathens that say, this is in your hand to me. That's garbage, right? But this is evidence that this has been in your hand since the beginning of time. And it means nothing other than how your hands is made to fold, right? The skin of your hand made to fold. And this means the palm of your hand, right? Good, right? La is for Lamar. Right, let me write them all out. La, ma, oh, my yum. Okay, got na. It's for na one. Okay, and then sa. I. Okay, pa. Pa. Qua. Qua. I put a damn Q. Qua. Qua. Ra. Sha. Sa. Okay. Good. We got La is for Lamad, right? Lamad is the elderly stick that an elderly man walks with, right? This is the word for learn. Let me write more what it means, right? Alaf is for cow, right? Alaf is for tent. Gamal is for camel. Slap you on the space yard, all right? I'm trying to make it all fit. Every week I try to make it fit. No, we need a bigger board, man. I mean, here's what people need to do out there. You need to come to class and pay a tithe so we can have a better sanctuary for you. All right, you're gonna stop waiting for nothing, right? You talk about you waiting for Christ to come back. Christ said the kingdom cometh not with observation. You're gonna come in here, learn your culture, and do the work which the Most High has called you to do. You watching this class right now. You was called to do something which you're not doing. All right? To get up off of your lazy butt and stop being scared and come down here because the veil is not scared. Right? He's not scared. Isupk wasn't scared, and I for sure wasn't scared. I came up in here when the school was a basement in the projects in Harlem. You see what I'm saying? I don't got no stories of coming in and getting bruised and beat up by nobody. Come on, man. Stop being scared, man. Right? Be men. Old fish hook. So yeah, it's weapon. Okay. Kawama is a fence. Tana'a is a basket. We still write it in the small letters so no one gets confused. Basket, yard is hand, cup is the palm of hand. Yeah, all right. Lamad means to. I need to block your views. Give me a second, right? Lamad means to learn. Mayam is water. Right? Nawan means to sprout. Samak means it's a figure of a flag. It's the skeleton of a flag, but the word samak means to establish. Right? Because a flag is used to establish your territory, right? Ayan is eye. Pa is mouth. Right? Taza means side. Right? Kawash means sneer. Okay, Ra'ash means the head on top of your body. Shan means tooth, right? Tooth. And thou means mark, as in X marks the spot. All right. It's also where the little T came out of this too. T. This T and that T is where you got this T or this T. It came from this and that, as they are very similar. T and TH. Right? Okay. Let me see if I can get all the other ones. Okay. I'm not sure they got the G, but I know this thing right here in the G is came from that. All right. The letter D, right? Right, like just turn it sideways and it became the D. All right. As a matter of fact, we got the letters here already. What am I doing that for? All right. Right. Yeah, we got the letters here already. Okay. This one is a little more complicated. This one is like this. Right? That's how that S came about. It was like this, and you join here and you join there. Okay? This is this. All right? See, this is that backwards. This is up. upside down M or backward M, right? Can't remember how this one is. This one is, right? It's like that, right? This is a figure that's not available in your English, right? But you go to Russia. Russia, they got the stars of Russia. They got these stars of Russia. You heard about the stars of Russia, right? Or they might spell it with a CZ, right? The star. It's the same thing. Or you go to the Chinese store and you order a general. Your English mind can't say it because you're English. So not you in particular, right? But us, right? We go there and we will say, I don't know if it's no Chinese store, but we would say a general toso chicken. And because you say toso, you will say in here, you're gonna start getting used to saying taza. Of course, when you go to the Chinese store, this is pronounced so, and this is pronounced sar. All right, as all of these Hebrew characters have a singular syllable, right, in the pronunciation, right? But for this time, the books say you pronounce it by putting a ta and a za sound together. So we write taza, so you can get it in your head how to pronounce this character right here. All right? In academia, they call it a sade. And you got all kind of names around the world that still use this kind of sound today. All right, and of course, those sounds are rooted in the Hebrew language, the Lashawan Qadash. All right. Okay. You see where the Q came from? It's just the same thing. Just turn this round and put it on its side. So imagine I did this. Now imagine I turned this into a full circle. Right? So that's where the Q came from. Same thing, right? Suppose I did this with the rod. Suppose I did this. Suppose I turned it the other way. And suppose I did this. All right? It's the same. It's where the alphabet came from today, right? Okay? So remove all this other stuff out of here. What time we get there, y'all? Stop?
It's 9:06.
9:06. Okay, up on the time. There we go. So this is to stay on the board. Okay? Right quick, hold on. This figure right here, it used to be written like this. This was a head, and this was a man lying down on his side. Right? Picture of a man who's laying down like this. You in bed. You always, I don't know why, but in nature, we always just got one leg up. And your rib is complaining that you're taking up all the space in the bed. Because this is how we lie on our side. Right? Coming from, I didn't write the dad. It's my bad, y'all. The word for side is tazad. Right? My bad, y'all, right? Tazad is the word for side. Right? That's the word for side. Right? Tazad was the sound of the character, right? Good. Let me see if I got the snare. Right, where my tablet at? I just have my tablet. Didn't I just have my tablet? Or fell behind me? Okay. You can do this on your own too. Right? You can go to your Google, right? And you can say ancient Egyptian mousetrap.
Here are the top search results.
Okay. Oh, here's our video. No, I don't want our video. They got our video on here.
Everyone, and welcome to IBD Live.
Let me do it again. Images of ancient Egyptian mousetrap.
These pictures should match.
There you go. Right? There you go. Right? I don't think if y'all can see it on it. Can you see this, y'all? Stop. It needs to focus. Let me get a little, see if we can get it bigger. All right. All right. Okay, what is this thing doing here now? Okay, there you go. Right, that is the ancient Egyptian mouse. Of course, we were the slaves in Egypt, and we invent everything. That's the kwa. That's the same figure you're looking at right here. That's it. Right? If you want to look at it, or you saw on the board, very good, all right? So it was a figure of this trap that even the modern day mouse traps today still use that same kind of shape and figure. All right. See, they over there showing you how to make the thing. All right, they got a string in the middle. Right, I guess you would use some kind of rounded bone, like a wishbone or something, to make the clasp, and then you put bait right there on the they'll tie some dead meat or something, or some food right there on the little string right there, and then you spin the string, right, to create like a spring effect, right? So the string is dying. You spun the string so tight that the string is dying to release a little bit, right? And that string that the mouse pulls on is going to allow the open clasp to close on the mouse. Let's see, here it is open. Okay. So there you go. Right? You got the stick here to hold on to the string. And as soon as the mouse comes and moves the stick off of that string, it releases the clasp. All right? To cause the trap to close on the mouse, and that is the snare. And we use the word snare instead of trap because a trap could be a hole in the ground. You go walk in and you go, oh my gosh, I didn't know these was just leaves. You know what I mean? And you fall in the hole, right? That's a trap. You could be trapped in a place, right? But this is particularly a snare, like a snare that's made to catch a bear, right? This is your head on top of your neck. This is your chin, your forehead, and this is your neck. So this is a figure of your head, right? This right here, I said I was going to write his belly, right? This is the two front teeth of an animal, okay? This is the skeleton of a flag. The ancient Semites or Shemites, they used to make a flag that was just like this, right? And they had the skeleton behind it, so the flag stays still, right? That's this. The Japanese, I believe the Japanese and Chinese were the ones that still maintain that kind of flag, right? Okay? We know the eye. We know the eye already. You're going to put the eye here, right? The eye, right? If I'm writing it properly, right? An eye. Put a little eye there, right? The eye. Okay, you got your mouth, you got some teeth up here, and you got your tongue, right? It's a mouth. Okay, what else you need? Right, you got your no one. Your na one, right? Let me write the no one right here. Here's a na, right? It came from a little seed, and it's gonna sprout. All the seeds are gonna sprout. The seed is gonna sprout these roots under the ground, and it's gonna give birth to a little flower, right? Because nawan means to sprout, right? You put a flag where you establish your territory. The slave master put his flag on the moon, establish his territory on the moon, right? Anything else? This is the waves of the water, right? This thing right here. When you write this thing right here, this thing usually always means to go under the ground. This curved thing right here. You got tent over here. The tent is a triangle on the ground. Under the ground, you got the thing that goes into the foundation to hold it from blowing away. All right? The roots go under the ground. The water always under the ground. You can dig under the ground and get a well. All right? Is there anything else? Right? In the tent, right? The tent is made out of leather. The door is always a triangle shape, and you get the triangle for the lot. All right? Okay, we got it. We got a fence. Right? We can make fences. Okay? And with that, I pass the class to priest officer of 500. Y'all, what's up, y'all?
Clap it up. Clap. We'll courtesy salute. Amajim, we place to stand. Amajim Shabbat. Amajim Barak.
Yahweh Shua Shai Rabatah.
Yajim Tar. We'll give one courtesy salute to the sisters.
No, there's no sisters in here.
No,
Online? Okay, no problem.
Amajim Shabbat. Amajim Barak.
Yahweh Shua Shai.
Yajim Tar. Dismissed.